The ABCs of horror.
Welcome to the HellBound Horror Show. Today we look at the letter Y, as in, why am I doing this to myself? The obvious answer, of course, is 2013's You're Next. I have seen the film, but I really don't want to rewatch it for this review. So let's look at the Necronomicon and see what else we can find. Oh, how about Yeti, Curse of the Snow Demon from 2008. It was a made-for-TV horror film. It's a lot closer up my alley, but I think we can do better. What else is there? What's this? Your vice is a locked room, and only I have the key. Is that not the greatest title you've ever heard? That's it. I'm sold. (1972's) Your vice is a locked room, and only I have the key. Your vice is a locked room, and only I have the key is an Italian giallo film from 1972 by famed giallo director Sergio Martino. 1972 was right in the prime of giallo. Mario Bava was just about finishing up his career after inventing the subgenre, and Dario Argento was just starting to perfect it. Sergio Martino was another big name at the time, making such giallo classics as The Case of the Scorpion Tail, All Colors of the Dark, Torso, and of course, the movie that we're looking at tonight. Your Vice starts off on such a strange note. There's this party going on at this husband and wife's mansion. The husband is clearly drunk, and the wife makes some comments about his mother. You see, the husband is very fond of his mother and even keeps a painting of her on the wall. The husband gets upset and asks why isn't his wife drinking. He then pours everyone's drink into a large centerpiece and forces his wife to drink it. Everyone at the party just watches this happen. The wife runs off upset, as one does after being forced to drink a cocktail of everyone's backwash. The husband then caresses the chest of his African-American maid in front of everyone. The 70s in Italy were a little, weird. This is when everyone at the party breaks out into a song.
Daughter, daughter, lift your eyes. What color are your dreams?
I can't believe I just wrote that. It's as weird as it sounds. There is no build-up to it. The girl just starts singing, in English, mind you, and everyone claps and sings along. It's very strange, and it wouldn't feel out of place in a David Lynch film. The next thing that we really see is the wife cleaning up a bit after the party, wearing her dead mother-in-law's dress. Yeah, the same dress from the painting. And how do you think the husband's gonna react to this? He rapes her in front of the maid. I hate this movie already. This guy is a big poo-poo brain, and he just gets worse throughout the film. The wife clearly hates him. He's constantly drunk and abusing her both physically and mentally. Oh yeah, he also may be murdering girls that he had a romantic past with. He's a real great dude. The police come knocking at his door, wondering if he knows anything about the murders. Guess what? Yep, he doesn't even have an alibi. Great. And not only that, but someone was killed in his own house. It was the maid in the lounge with the sickle. Now we just have to figure out who did it. And I've got a clue. Wait a second. The maid isn't even in this version of Clue. What? I had this awesome joke planned out, but now I can't even use it. I'm gonna have to scratch this whole Clue part. It's clearly the husband, right? I mean, after all, the maid was wearing his mother's dress while touching herself. Goodness, movie. It doesn't matter, as the husband claims that he's innocent. What do you think the wife is gonna do? Do you think she's going to A, call the cops, B, tell someone, C, run away, or D, help the husband bury the dead body in the wall of the cellar? If you guess anything but D, then you're wrong. She helps him bury the body in the wall of the cellar. The cask of Amontillado, anyone? Seriously, could this guy get any more despicable? The answer is yes. His niece comes from out of town, and she's grown up since the last time that he saw her. Now he lusts over her and wants to get with her. He even spies on her. This poor wife. Not only does she have to deal with an abusive husband that may be a murderer, but she also has to deal with her husband's black cat that constantly scratches and torments her. She hates this cat, the cat hates her. And speaking of the cat, ta-da! This movie is secretly inspired by Edgar Allan Poe's The Black Cat. And to be perfectly honest, if you were to trim down some of the subplots and creative choices, you would have a fairly accurate retelling of Poe's story, minus a few changes. And honestly, that's where this movie shines. When it sticks close to the source material, it's pretty great. It's when it strays from the story that it becomes a bit convoluted and excessive. This movie is bloated with way too many twisting romantic subplots that lead to gratuitous nudity. Now, I'm no prude. I understand that there's nudity in horror films. It's part of the genre, especially in foreign horror films. But I think there's too much here. It takes away from the story, and it just pads the runtime. If you can look past all of that, then it's a pretty good movie. Nothing amazing, but nothing I regret watching. It's pretty great for the time, and there are so many twists and turns that'll keep you on your feet. Some Giallo films are way too predictable, but this one does a really good job of making you second guess yourself. So if you're a fan of Dario Argento or Giallo films, this is a must watch. And join me tomorrow as we conclude our horror marathon with the letter Z. Until then,
Sweet dreams, kiddies.